From next month, Napier ratepayers are in line for an 11.7% increase in rates. For an average household, that equates to around $342 per year. But it's not just in Napier. These rises are expected to be felt around the region. Hastings District Council is proposing an increase of 8.7%. 11% for Central Hawke's Bay District Council, 9.9% for Wairoa District Council. And the Hawke's Bay Regional Council is looking at 6%, plus a potential $75 regional recovery charge.
Inflation has increased significantly. The cost of doing the work that we do has increased significantly across the region and across the district. If we think about the main cost drivers for council is looking after our core infrastructure. So the costs of looking after our roads have increased significantly more than the rates are going up, but we've managed to absorb a lot of those costs and still deliver the work that we need to do. We're experiencing cost pressures from the likes of insurance has increased significantly. Council's borrowing at the end of the financial year, start of next year, will be circa $280 million.
Along with the inflation, the cost of cleaning up after Cyclone Gabriel has left the councils with a hefty bill.
So we're settling on an 8.7% rate increase. Council decided not to consult on the annual plan for this year on the basis that following Cyclone Gabriel there was just so much uncertainty about what the future held for council and what costs were needed to bear as part of the recovery. So council made the decision not to consult. There was a large number of cost drivers that are increasing, and we've got some additional services that have added into the plan since the LTP was formulated, including the purchase of the Tomawana showgrounds and the operating costs that go with that.
Local homeowners are divided on the increase, but agree more funds are needed.
Which suburb do you live?
I live in Frimley.
Yeah. So what's your rate at the moment?
Oh, it's over $2,000, I think. It's just not something I want to look at constantly because it's just scary.
Yeah, what do you think about this increase?
Well, I guess with all the trouble that's been going on in the area, we've got to have some increase because the money's got to come from somewhere. But it's just going to make things tougher for the average person with a house, especially young people that have just bought their first house. It would be nice to keep it low, but it's either you take the general public or you just target people that are doing subdivisions to make it more targeted.
I live in Napier and the rates are about $1,500.
Yeah. What do you think that the 11.7% increase?
If the council needs that to run the city, I suppose that's fair.
Yeah, so you think it's a fair enough thing?
Yeah, because the rates haven't gone up much lately, so it's most probably keeping up with inflation.
It's just another increase among many other cost of living rises.
I don't like that. Do not like it.
Yeah.
We had our rates set and they should have stayed the way they were and not fool with the numbers.
Pensioners and first home owners are more vulnerable with the rates increase, as well as residents impacted by the cyclone. But fortunately, the rates remission policy will likely continue for up to 2 years.
Council is currently considering changes to its rate remission policy to broaden that perspective. So we're currently consulting on that change and introducing an additional element to our rates remission policy that will enable us to provide rate remissions to badly affected land as well as the red and yellow stickered properties. If that's adopted middle of July, we'll look to make that effective from the 1st of August, and that will be available for up to 2 years as well.
In Hastings, if a property becomes livable or has been sold, the remission would cease.
If property owners have a yellow stickered property, for example, and they've had rate remission and they've remediated their home and they're now back living in their home, then the rate remission will obviously stop and they'll continue on. If they sell their property during that time, the new owner won't get the benefit of that rate remission going forward, acknowledging that that's probably captured in the purchase price.
With councils likely to get a boost to their revenue, Residents hope the money will be spent wisely.
Well, I would say roads have got to be a priority. I think infrastructure, making sure the rubbish is taken away. I'd like to see them have a free facility to dump rubbish in the weekends rather than have to pay for that as well. I think they could improve more, something to give back to the ratepayers, something that's maybe some street barbecues just to get some camaraderie going in the neighbourhood.
I don't know where they need it the most, especially with the floods which have happened. There's a lot of rebuilding that has got to happen, so it's going to cost.
Among the council's annual plans, cyclone recovery, road works, and the rebuilding of the infrastructure are their main focus.
Something like over 100 kilometres of road have been significantly damaged and need repairing. And we lost 16 bridges and 20 plus other bridges were significantly damaged as well. We're looking at a repair bill that's in the vicinity of $800 million. If we had no constraints on funding, it would be a 5 to 7 year rebuild. It's probably more likely to be 10 years. So the other things that we're working through at the moment, they are our priorities around from an infrastructure rebuild perspective is on our roads. The big numbers. The numbers are bigger than we've ever had to contemplate in the Hastings district before. We're heavily reliant on central government funding to get us through to enable that to happen.
While Napier City Council has confirmed its 11.7% rate increase, Hastings District Council's 8.7% rise is expected to be adopted at a council meeting this Thursday. J. Pang, Local Focus.